If you saw me on the virtual lobby video, then welcome back. If you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Tamron Gray from Harvard Medical School, and it's been my pleasure to serve as your host for today, the first day of the 2021 National Summit on Advanced Illness Care presented by C-TAC, the Coalition to Transform Advanced Illness Care. Our program today is organized around two thoughtful and insightful roundtable discussions. During the initial presentations and conversations that feature recognized leaders in the appropriate subjects, we know you'll be informed and challenged. Then it will be your turn to contribute your questions and comments that will be shared with the panelists for their consideration and response. We will share spotlight videos, brief glimpses into the lives of those living with serious illness, their caretakers, and the organizations that have bonded through C-TAC to support and encourage. Our first roundtable will pursue the subject of equity in care models, with a focus on community-based services and support, and how they address the medical, social, spiritual, and support needs of those living with serious illness. To frame that discussion, we've invited the Reverend Donnie Anderson to provide her own reflections and challenges to us all. Reverend Anderson?
John's 6 foot, 2 inch, 245-pound sobbing frame collapsed on his 5 foot 7 inch pastor when she asked him how he was doing. John had been married to Mary for over 3 decades. He was the solid rock, sang in the church choir, and was devoted to Mary. Mary was the person everyone came to when they just needed to talk to someone. She'd beat breast cancer, but now, some years later, it was back. And this time, there would be no remission. John's pastor had just finished a wonderful hour with John and Mary as she was entering the last month of her life. As John escorted his pastor to the front door, and they were now away from Mary, the pastor had asked how he was doing, and the emotional dam burst. Eventually, he regained his composure, and the pastor left after assuring herself that he was okay for now, and promised that they would talk about his journey real soon. Hi. I'm the Reverend Dr. Donnie Anderson from Providence, Rhode Island, and serve as the interim minister of the Pilgrim United Church of Christ in New Bedford, Massachusetts. I am the pastor in that story. I share that story with you today because it illustrates for me the kind of intimacy that often develops between a clergy person and their congregants. Given his stoic demeanor, I don't know that another human being knew the depth of John's experience of loss and grief. Mary died shortly after this incident. It took time, but John was able to manage his grief and move forward in his own journey. Clergy in congregational settings have the unique opportunity to know people in their whole context. I believe that all of us want the very best experience for the people in our care, even when they're in the midst of the most trying of circumstances. Engaging a patient as the complex human being that we all are requires as much about knowing the person as possible and allowing all the support system in one's life to be fully engaged in the journey through serious illness. We also understand every person's journey is unique. Some folks are comfortable letting others into that journey, while others take a more solitary path. I believe in the incredible value of interdisciplinary learning. I also believe in interdisciplinary healing. Please note, I said healing, not just medicine. The concept of healing demands considering the whole person, not just the body. May I share one more personal story? You don't have to be exceptional to figure out that I'm not a cisgender woman. I am trans. Although not all transgender women opt for surgery, I did. 2 surgeries for breast enhancement, 1 for a zero-depth vaginoplasty. My experience with the medical community was exceptional. A wonderful, understanding surgeon, front office staff, hospital staff, and visiting nurses. All could not do enough for me. A good part of that care was intimate conversations with my caregivers about who I am as a person and how they could be better caregivers for future transgender patients. Those conversations were a balm to my soul. What my personal experience has taught me is that working together towards an integrated whole is so much better than siloed services. Such conversations may involve challenging long accepted boundaries. I'm of the opinion that these may not be easy conversations, but they have the potential to be transformational. As you think together about ways to expand the seats at the table of policymaking, I am asking that there be space for those who work in local congregations. Like you, COVID has taken its toll on us. We've been challenged in ways that we were never anticipated. But like you, we are finding our way, as many of us have been forced to think outside our self-imposed boxes. My prayer is that we not shrink back from the opportunities that are before us. With our eyes on caring for the whole person, let's journey together into an expanding understanding of the meaning of healing. Thank you.